just now last night and up to this morning, Madam Ombudsman, the Chief Justice has been telling the media that the data information given to you by AMLAC is a hoax, it's a lantern of lies, it's phony. What can you say about that?
No basis, Your Honor. There is no evidence on record showing that kind of a statement from the part of the Chief Justice. If there is, then he who alleges that there was should take the stand and be cross-examined, Your Honor, to determine the accuracy, the correctness, and the veracity of the statement.
Let the Ombudsman answer, Sinos.
Thank you, Mr. President. What can you say about those charges by the Chief Justice?
If indeed he made those charges, what I can say is that there are just other lanterns of lies. He says, these are lantern of lies. These are lantern of lies as far as his statements are concerned, because these documents were delivered to me by the executive director of the AMLAC.
Who is the executive director of the AMLAC?
It was answered yesterday. It's Vic Aquino.
Vic Aquino. If your allegations regarding the accuracy and authenticity of these AMLAC documents are being questioned, what would be the best evidence of the data and information regarding Chief Justice Corona's accounts in the banks?
Well,
improper, Your Honor.
Are you asking the opinion of the Ombudsman?
Yes, Your Honor.
That is what. That's why we are. We
What would be the best
on that
evidence?
ground, Your Honor.
What is the purpose of that question, Counsel?
I want to establish, Your Honor, that the best evidence would be the Chief Justice's accounts.
That is your opinion, but
And
that
he
is-
refuses to open his accounts.
that is your opinion. We are objecting, Your Honor. May we be heard in connection therewith, Your Honor.
Sustain.
Thank you, Your Honor. The defense has questioned, Madam Ombudsman, the validity and authority of the Office of the Ombudsman with respect to your actions on this investigation. What can you say about that?
No, I think I've already made myself clear. I am mandated by the Constitution to investigate public officials, to determine whether their actions are inefficient, irregular, improper, and the like. Second, there's the Ombudsman law, which echoes the constitutional provision to investigate. And the Ombudsman law, in fact, adds that the Ombudsman can prosecute.
Thank you, Madam Witness.
And on top of that, of course, as I said earlier, the Chief Justice, in his statement of assets and liabilities, had authorized me to seek the help of agencies, including the BIR, to determine whether there are properties, assets, liabilities, net worth, business interests, and the like. So, from the time he joined the government, as well as the interests of his family. To me, that is a blanket authority.
Thank you.
For me.
You earlier mentioned that you created a panel
That's right.
to investigate the
That's
complaints. Did you give any written order or resolution to empanel this investigation group?
Yes, sir.
Do you have a copy of that?
I issued an order. Yes. Can I have a copy of the order? Witness? Yes. This is the order. It's Office Order 100, and it was issued by me on February 22, 2012. I constituted a panel of investigators consisting of 1 chair and 5 members. I directed them to conduct fact-finding investigation on the complaint filed by Risa Intiveros, Roberto Alerosa, Gibby Gores, Harvey K., and Albert Concepcion against Chief Justice Renato C. Corona for alleged numerous violations of the provisions of RA 3019, RA 1379, RA 9194, and etc., and docketed as CPL number so-and-so, and to submit its report.
The witness has handed to counsel an office order number 100, series of 2012, under the letterhead of the Office of the Ombudsman, duly signed by the Ombudsman, and this is a certified true copy, the contents of which were just read by the witness. May we ask that this be marked as Exhibit 12B.
Mark it accordingly.
Would you know if the panel did conduct an investigation?
Yes, sir.
Can you briefly tell us how they went about conducting the investigation?
Well, they subpoenaed certain officials of the government
Thank you. Salamat.
for documents
Salamat.
that would have a bearing with the financial.
Offhand, what are these government agencies who were subpoenaed by
The
the...
Supreme Court was subpoenaed. I think the clerk of court was subpoenaed to send a certified true copy of the statement of assets and liabilities of the Chief Justice.
And what was the response of
Well,
the...
I think up to now, the latest that I read was that it's still pending before the bank. In other words, they calendared the request in the calendar of the bank, and to date, there is no compliance.
So the panel subpoenaed the Supreme Court for copies of the SALN of the Chief Justice, and they did not comply.
Well, that's what the record shows up at this time. It also subpoenaed the head of the accounting for certificate of yearly compensation and allowances
Of the
But-
Supreme Court.
of the Supreme Court. But the head, a certain Ms. Olgado, refused to comply with the letter.
Was this refusal written down at the
Yes,
Supreme
it was
Court?
documented.
Aside from the Supreme Court, who else...
The House of Representatives Electoral Tribunal, because the respondent was one-time member or chair of the House of Representatives Electoral Tribunal, and the Electoral Tribunal complied.
Aside from the... You mentioned the Supreme Court, the BIR, did the panel...
Yes, they asked also for some data from the BIR, but the BIR had not complied up to the moment.
Which other agencies did you...
The House of Representatives Electoral Tribunal,
What did you ask from the House of
the
Representatives?
certificate of allowances, compensation, and bonuses that CJ Corona received while he was a member and or chair of the House of Representatives Electoral Tribunal.
And was this subpoena
Yes, they
followed?
did. They complied.
They complied. Aside from the House of Representatives, who else did you subpoena?
The Secretary of the Philippine Senate,
For what purpose, Madam
for the
Witness?
purpose of requesting the statement of assets and liabilities of CJ Corona for 2002, from 2002 to 2010, record Journal of the Senate, sitting as an impeachment court, dated January 25, 2012, January 26, 2012, and February 6, 2012. Bank certifications, dated February 7, 2012, from PS Bank, Katipunan Branch, pertaining to the balances of the peso accounts as of December 31, 2009.
Counsel, what is the purpose of this line of questioning?
I'm trying to establish, Your Honor, that the Ombudsman did not act arbitrarily, whimsically, with respect to the complaints against the Chief Justice.
Well, actually, that's already answered. The Ombudsman said they are conducting an inquiry about the Chief Justice, so much so that they've written a letter to him to answer,
Yes.
to give an answer in 72 hours. So,
Thank you, Mr. President. Just one last
what's
point.
the point in belaboring this issue?
Just one last point. if
Yeah,
I
go
may.
ahead.
Madam Ombudsman, you mentioned that you asked for the assistance of the COA.
That's right, Your Honor.
Did the COA render any report in writing with respect to their findings?
They came up with this preliminary report, and then they After some discussion, after some explanations, after some analysis, they came up with this analysis of report, and I told them to put in visual form the findings,
Thank you.
analysis.
Thank you very much, Madam Witness. That's all for the cross.
Are you through with your cross? Are you through?
Yes, yes.
All right.
Your Honor.
If Your Honor, please. Yes, Your Honor.
We is the defense ready to do a redirect?
Yes, Your Honor. May we request a 1 minute, a 1 long minute recess, Your
One
Honor?
long minute recess.
Thank you, Your Honor.